Hello, everyone. Can you all hear me okay?
Yes.
Hey, Drizette. Hey, Janet. You can. Hey, Susan. How are you? Hey, Connie. How are you? I see the thumbs up. Are we sharing? I know Mama Frank and Brittany and them are out of pocket and Kaylee as well. Are we sharing on Facebook already? I believe I saw it, but I just want to confirm.
Yes, it's on Facebook.
Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So happy Monday, everyone. We are going to start with our normal who has any wins they would love to share with us today. Anybody have anything great or they did something good, scratched a major project off over this weekend? I did have two new business partners sign up this week. So Friday and I think Saturday. So that's good. So excited about that. Anybody else
Yay.
have any weekends?
I
Thanks,
got one
Josette.
more
Are
yesterday.
you good? Oh, congrats, Susan. That's awesome. Anybody else? Josette, go ahead.
Yeah, I've got one more. So I've got a total of eight and supposed to be signing up one tomorrow.
That is awesome. You moving.
Yes, quickly. And I
Good,
did the
good,
home
good.
party over the weekend and it went very well.
Awesome. This is definitely a great time to throw in the holiday parties, virtually or in person. It's a great time to suggest those. So definitely, if you haven't been, see if you can book a home party, a sip and shop, or Christmas party. This is definitely a great time that people want to get together. So diving into today's training, we are today. Eric was running a little bit late, so he's actually still doing training. I jumped on over today. He just still continues to talk about being a good leader, and we have to look at leadership just the same as we looked at parenting. We're going to be the weak parent or the strong parent? Are we going to be the easy parent or the bad kind of the bad parent? And that's how we have to look at leadership. Because if we take the stance of being or consider it being, easy or in some eyes weak or the nice parent versus the bad parent, we are not helping our team. And so he talked today about developing a tool related to limiting beliefs around attending events or even participating in, say, a team challenge. If you want, feel free to drop in the chat some of the limiting beliefs you hear. But some of them we talked about was either limiting belief of going to convention, I don't have money, or I don't have childcare, or I don't have the time off, or I can't attend because I'm not at this particular rank yet, or I'm not building a team, I'm not going to convention, or like just things that people someone on your team may discuss or mention of reasons why they can't do something. So our homework today is really to think about those events, whether it's Empower Me Pink, again, whether it's a team event that you are doing specifically for your team, or even if it's just your weekly or bi-weekly or monthly team trainings, or convention. Think about all of the limiting beliefs you've either heard or you may have thought yourself, or just limiting beliefs you've heard from someone else mentioned on their team. And what we're going to do with the list of limiting beliefs is develop responses for all of those limiting beliefs. So I know we've done this kind of before when it comes to people joining, but this one is mainly focusing on your team and their performance in their business. And the idea is really to just smash the limiting beliefs and push them to do more. Our job as a leader is really to just get them to do a little bit more than what they would ordinarily just not, do. To get them to push a little bit harder. And so what we are, or what Eric has asked us to do, is write down responses to those limiting beliefs. And then you want to teach your team how to respond to those type of limiting beliefs. So we are, of course, in duplication. So once we have those responses, whether you do a team training or maybe, a 5-minute live video in your team group, or get your team together, but it's to really just take some time and teach them how to handle the limiting beliefs or objections that they may get from their team members and attending any particular paparazzi sponsored events or your own team events or team challenges. So that is really all the training was today. It was really, although he was late and he was just giving a lot of examples of how you can really respond and why it's important to do that. And also to acknowledge that, for instance, Josette, say if Josette and I was on a team and she was trying to get me to go to convention and I'm not hearing Josette. Maybe because me and Josette are girlfriends too. We were friends before paparazzi, and she's trying to tell me to do something, and I'm just like, I'm not with it. So maybe Josette needs to add under her belt, hey, Janet, can you talk to Valencia for a minute? Because she's not really hearing me. She's not hearing, and I'm saying that because I do that a lot, in instance, for my best friend and my sons, because they are older, but she's a teacher. So she knows how to relate to all age kids. So typically if we having some issues like discipline problems, or he's not trying to understand my perspective, like from teaching, I would say, hey, can you talk to him for a minute? And then it like clicks to them. And I'm like, I've been saying this for like the last 3 days, and you're still not getting it. But because someone else had said it, and it's a way that they can relate. We all know, for those that do have kids, your children, most times they don't listen to you. They listen to somebody else and you've said it like 100 times. So it's kind of like the same thing. As a leader, we're kind of like the parents of our team. And so sometimes it's okay if you have a team member that you may not be able to reach their limiting belief. Make sure you can network and talk to someone else to say, hey, can you just spend like 5 minutes? This is what's going on, and just talk to them and say how it has impacted your life, or whatever responses you have for those limiting beliefs. And that may help them to change, to empower them to attend. So our job really with this activity is really to smash the limiting belief and empower them to see the value of attending the event. And again, that's from us learning the limiting beliefs and also preparing responses so that we can be stronger. Because again, whoever has the strongest belief wins. So if we hear, I have no money and we have no solution, okay, well, you don't have no money but you really need to go, and we're not either offering any solution. You can sell your way. This is how you can sell your way, or this is what you can do. If you feel like you can't, you can put $1 here, and this is what happened to me when I went to the event. Have those type of responses ready, so that when you do receive a limiting belief from your team, you're able to respond in a way that they can kind of receive what you're saying. And don't be offended if they can't receive it. Just figure out a way, because as leaders, we want to make them better people. And so regardless if they can't hear it from us, sometimes we may have to go outside of ourselves and reach out to someone else, whether it's on your team or not directly on your team, but someone that that could possibly speak to them, and willing to do that. Don't be afraid to reach out and have them connect with them as well. So that was really all of today's training. Does anybody have any questions? We have a little time if anybody want to kind of work through a quick limiting belief. We are able to do either of those. No questions? Everybody good? Y'all ready for new releases? Jada said yes. I'm not sure for those monitoring Facebook, anything on Facebook? Let me see if I can check Facebook real quick.
Carlinda says that she gets a lot. I have too much going on. Maybe
Oh, you
that's
have,
a limited belief.
so if you need us, if you would like for us to walk you through that, feel free if you want to come off of mute and have suggestions. But if you have someone that says, I have too much going on, you can always talk to them about one, prioritizing, but also talking to them about really when they're saying they have too much going on, really find the root of what they mean by that. If it's maybe they are working and they have kids and I don't know necessarily what the too much going on means, but we need to find really the what is behind the too much going on. So really find the root cause of what do they really mean, if it's, their schedule, and maybe if they are working, if they're not doing, say, paparazzi full time and they don't have the flexibility in their schedule, maybe we figure out exactly how we can plan in advance to figure that out. Maybe if it's a child care need and they feel like they have too much going on and they don't have support at home, is there a way that we can, if there's a way that we can figure out, again, to find the support in advance. It's definitely one not to wait till the last minute and see if that's available. I don't know, again, the particular situation, but I would recommend really talking to that person one-on-one just to say, what exactly is going on, that they feel that it's a lot going on, that they wouldn't be, supported for that. I mean, there's always an option where you can possibly, not attend the full week. That is still going there and being in the room. If it's no more than a day or two and it's feasible to do that, that's always another option there. One day is better than none. And again, it just kind of depends on what their particular situation looks like. And if we have more of that, feel free if you want to reach out to me, who is having that kind of challenge. We definitely can kind of workshop it to help you come up with like some questions to get to the root cause of what that is and really what options they have. And I don't know, Josette, you came off and you, I don't know if you had anything else, or Susan, that you wanted to share, because that is a good one. Like, we have a lot going on for me specifically, like I work as well, but I do kind of in advance kind of let my employer know I have this going on, and I kind of communicate in all of my surroundings, with my husband and that type of thing to plan. And then, going on as far as like from a selling perspective, I make it a focus to take time to sell my way through so that it doesn't distract, from my household or add any extra financial strain.
One thing I find helpful is a planner, because I can always say that I'll remember that, but I never do. So write things down so you'll know, okay, I need to ask my full-time employer for this week off, otherwise I'll forget and it'll be 2 weeks before and then I'm scrambling trying to find somebody to cover or something, so yeah, keep a calendar somewhere. A big calendar on the wall works for me because I see it all the time. It reminds me all the time that, okay, you got to take care of this and do that. So, I mean, I don't have the whole kids in the mix, and then too, I would ask them, hey, so give me an idea how you spend your day, because they could just be doing some frivolous stuff, like 3 hours of television watching they're not telling you about. And that's time that they could be using to devote to this task, because once you really get people to admit what they do throughout the day, you find out that they've wasted hours of time on frivolous things. So That's
That
another
is
option.
That is so true. And that's where it comes into being, good parent versus bad parent. Because, at the end of the day, when we talk about not enough hours, I have a lot going on. I'm probably sure just the 6 people that are on this Zoom, we all have, and everybody that's on Facebook, we all have a lot going on. We all have whatever our situations are, but we also know the potential of what we're doing. And sometimes we have to sacrifice, sacrifice the time that we really want to invest into our future. And some of the things, as Susan mentioned, looking at schedules and figuring out, I could have took 10 hours here, I mean, not 10 hours, but I could have, taken an hour from here to do something, or 30 minutes. 30 minutes is better than no minutes to plan something and do that type of thing. So you definitely, for that person that is hearing a lot of limiting beliefs about no time, or a lot going on, definitely I would really, if you can, sit down with them and work through their schedule, to help them plan it out. Okay, let's do that, because
this is my lunch break. I mean,
yeah, you have exactly, and mine's too. Like,
you gotta
I'm
do what
at
you gotta
work.
do.
I'm at work, trading you guys. So we're all busy. Like, and
Right.
I think sometimes we say that, I'm busy. And listen, when you look at it, and I'm working on learning the whole 5-hour rule. Really, everybody only has, by the time we sleep the 8 and we work, most of us work the 8, and we really only have 5 hours left. Everybody has that same 5 hours. What are we doing with that 5 hours? That's
Right.
the thing. If we can produce a power hour, 1 hour, that's where it comes from. That power hour, you sit there and you do whatever you need for that 1 hour, focused 1 hour. You definitely can make a change. So I know that's probably, I don't know if that was helpful for the person on Facebook that said that they were hearing a lot of that limiting belief, but that is definitely something, as a leader, you're going to be put in a bad position, just like we are as parents, when we're like, no, you can't do this and you can't do that, and the kids stomp off and they don't want to talk to you for a few days. Trust me, I've been there, done that. And I'm sure I've done it as a child as well, being the only child. But it is because you see potential in them, and you want them to see everything that they are going for. You want them to make those things a reality. And sometimes we have to kind of crack the whip, like, you have the time. Well, what are you doing? And I'm not saying say it that way. That's probably not the best approach to say it that way. But hey, can we take a look? Do you have 20 minutes today to look at your schedule? What are you doing? And monitor. I know we've had a training about that as well, like doing an audit of your time. How many hours are you working? Maybe you have to work over a little bit, but what are you doing to help you perform better? That's something that you may want to suggest as well, just doing a time audit of their time for 5 days. And they can look at it and see, I watched Netflix, or maybe they were actually working or caring for somebody. And that's all fine and dandy too. But we also can find ways where 15-minute time blocks. I can do this for 15 minutes. I can go do something else for another 15 minutes. I can do something when everybody goes to bed for another 20 minutes, and keep adding on to that. So small changes make big impact. Anybody else have any questions? Every time I turn Facebook on my phone, I hear it background. Oh, sorry. I'm trying to. Okay, I was just looking to see. Go ahead.
I just like to interject. I stayed to the end, so I'm not sure how much of I stayed to the end in the GoPro platform until Eric completed the train on today. I'm not sure if you gave the platform the challenge. There is homework after this.
The challenge, well, I had to jump off, so I may have missed all of it. The only parts that I gave them were that they needed to think of all of the events, whether team or paparazzi related, and identify all of the limiting beliefs that they can absolutely think of, and then create responses and train their teams on learning how to respond to team members that don't have it. And so that's what we went through. And then we just kind of workshop someone that had some limiting beliefs that they needed some suggestions on how to respond. And I don't know. That's all I got. And then I jumped over right at 2:30. So did I capture it or did I miss something else?
Yes, you captured it. You captured it. And
Okay,
he
perfect.
just reiterated, and I can see this in my own journey. Write down the limiting beliefs. Write them down. I don't have any money. Come up with the response for it. Come up with the response for it.
Yeah,
Because we will continue to have those limiting beliefs. And this is what I gathered today. Whomever belief is the strongest wins. You
yep,
want your teammates to get to the convention? Squash all the limiting beliefs. Put it in your promotions. Some people have this belief, but we know it's not true. Put in your promotions. If your belief, if your will to believe is stronger, you will win. Whatever you're surrounding that about.
absolutely.
It was great.
Thanks, hon.
Write them down. Come up with solutions for it. Come up with an answer to those limiting beliefs. We can shoot them out so quickly when we have them already in our heads. It becomes conversation. Yeah, that's what
Absolutely.
I grabbed on the most today. Write them down. Shoot back. Do not give them out. And that was my question. Am I supposed to have that same energy across the board?
Yeah.
He came in closer. Whoever
Yeah.
believes system works is strongest wins.
Yeah, it's
Don't
just
give
like
them
the,
out.
debate team. It's like the, debate team. Whoever has the strongest argument, and it's not to be, defensive or rude or anything
Me,
like that. It's not to come off that way. So if you have that as your limits and belief, because that could really, and I know some of us had that last week with exclusion and inclusion, like I'm going to be looked at the bad, or I'm just badgering them, or I'm doing this and I'm doing that. Those are your own personal limits and beliefs that you are the leader, you are the parent, you see the potential, they don't. Sometimes you have to see it for somebody else. So you have to push them to say, hey, you need to get there. It's going to be a message for you that could change your business. Matter of fact, change your life. A lot of this is life principles. This is bigger than business. And so you have to believe it for them, because if you don't believe it yourself, you definitely are not going to be able to convince somebody else. So we have to do the internal work first, to make sure that we believe. Bye, Susan.
No, did you guys see the
Go ahead,
email
go ahead.
about Premiere?
I did not. Well, I just seen
Facebook
someone in my
has
upline that Facebook has done something to
temporarily-
reply.
Yeah, they've temporarily taken reply to buy offline for a review starting this morning at 7:30. During this period, Premiere app won't be able to connect to your Facebook Live sessions or process comments.
So make
Facebook
sure
is
you
so
guys who have,
trifling, y'all.
yeah. They found a way.
So trifling.
let's
So
Because
make
you get
sure-
all these reply to buys now. They're like, oh, what's going on? It's a robot. That's probably what it is.
They want to check it out.
It's a scam. It's a scam,
Yeah.
Anyway.
So if anybody has any more, I know we have like 5 minutes before new releases, but again, wrap up for homework, just for paparazzi related events, team events. You can also do this and go back if you haven't, for just asking people about sharing the opportunity, those limits and beliefs, write them all down, prepare responses for them, practice them to yourself until you believe it. Because sometimes, and that's being transparent to myself, somebody may say, I don't, I can't do this or I can't do that. And sometimes it does sound like, maybe they can't. And then, you got to talk to yourself. Yes, they can, if they really want to, and you just have to show them that this opportunity is something that could definitely change their life. I know all of us can say in one way, shape, or form, whether financial or not, this opportunity has changed and shifted our life in a way for the better. And so if we can have somebody else understand that and smash all limiting beliefs, and believe it ourselves first, we definitely can progress our business and progress someone else's life as well, including our team. So this is I'm adding the homework. If you haven't done it for yourself, you need to do it for yourself. And you need to do it for the team related paparazzi team, whatever events that you have and you're promoting challenges, limiting beliefs. I don't have time to talk to 50 people in 50 days. Yes, you do. You could 50 people. You just got to talk to one. You got it. You can do all the other stuff you want to do. So, but find a nice way to say it, because I'm probably too cut and dry, and that's probably not the best way to say it. But nevertheless, do it in your way. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Go head over to new releases, and we will see y'all tomorrow. Reminder: no training on Wednesday. No 90-day on Wednesday. So thank you all. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. It was good. Thank you.
You're welcome.